Well, have you ever watched your dog chewing grass outside and wonder why is he doing that? That's part of what we're talking about in today's Pet Peeves with Dr. Carol Rocco from the Northeast Cat and Dog Hospital. My cat does it as well, but you definitely notice the dog's doing it.
Definitely. And everybody says, why does my dog do that? Well, the biggest reason is they like it.
Because they can.
They can, and it tastes good. And anybody who knows a dog, they smell it, it goes in their mouth. They put everything in their mouth. But grass actually kind of tastes good to them, especially in the spring when it's those early little shoots and they're so tender.
I always feel like maybe it's a soother. I'm like, I don't know, maybe they think it's going to help their stomachs or something.
But it doesn't always.
Yeah, that's what we're going to.
Now, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Not every dog who eats grass gets a tummy ache from it. So some dogs eat it and they mow it down and there's not a problem. The trouble is their intestinal tracts can't digest it. So they're not cows. They don't have those stomachs to digest it. Yeah. They don't have the teeth to grind it down. So it's either going to come back up or it's going to come out in a big wad in the other direction because it's not going to digest through their body very well at all. Okay. So we know it's going to be something that's hard on their intestinal tract, and that's why it does make them throw up, I think, when they eat it a lot. But again, not every dog who eats grass has a problem with it. But I do think that innately in their minds, their prehistoric minds way back, dogs learned that if they were feeling sick to their tummy or maybe they ate something that didn't agree with them, eating grass was a good way to purge it. And I think it's a way they save their lives many times. Also, if they had a parasite load, sometimes parasites will be adults in their stomach. If they eat grass, they can throw up those parasites, and we're talking way back in the older times, to help, again, to keep them healthy. So it's kind of an innate way that dogs have to sometimes help them as far as their health. But many times we tell owners, don't let your dog overeat, because we know that it can cause a tummy upset. It can cause problems going through the intestinal tract. Anybody who's seen their dog pass a big wad of grass instead of a stool knows that probably didn't feel very good going all the way through. The other thing is, we treat the grasses, so you have to be careful if your dog's chewing on grass that just had fertilizer or just had something on there, because then they're ingesting that and it can make them sick. So as a rule of thumb, I try to tell owners, let's curb the grass eating. Yeah, if they grab a strand here and there, not the end of the world, but let's not let them go out and mow the grass for you, because it does tend to give them tummy aches, and it could be more harm than good for them.
Now, if it is, just say it's a chronic problem, could it be something that's a nutritional deficit, deficiency, or is it just not?
That's a good question. It's not. The dog food that they get now is so nutritionally complete. It's got everything in it. It does have vegetables and things in it, so they're getting their greens in their kibble. But every now and then they do just like to nibble. So it's not a nutritional deficiency. There's nothing wrong with your dog who's doing that. It's just something most of the time they just like to do.
Like we said, if they can, they will.
That's exactly right.
There you go. Thank you, Dr. Rocco. And Dr. Rocco will be answering your pet questions in a live web chat following this newscast. Just log on to WZZM13.com.